ACC Player of the Week. I guess, how have you seen her game develop so far this season, and how proud of you for winning this award?
Well, I think, Jordan's been pretty consistent for us, and she's very competitive. She's obviously very talented, and right now she's going out and trying to do what she can for the team, and that's rebounding, scoring, defending, handling the ball. She's doing a lot for us, and really proud of her right now.
Coach, what do you see from Tennessee Tech on film?
Well, Tennessee Tech, first off, these players are going to come in here and be so excited to play in Thompson-Boling Arena. So, I understand the in-state rivalry, so to speak, when you have players that are from the state. They're very well coached. They've got good athletes on the perimeter. They've got a really nice go-to post player, small forward player that they really run their offense through. So, they're going to be coming in here with a great game plan, and we're going to have to be ready to play.
Kelly, they mentioned it on the broadcast last week, but it was officially announced today that both Lady Vols and Vols are going to Bahamas next Thanksgiving for the Battle for Atlantis. How exciting is that for you to have your program go in the second year of that tournament?
Yeah, well, I think one thing you'll find, we want to play in good tournaments with good competition, and obviously that one has really turned out to be one of the best, and we're excited about going down there and looking forward to the competition. I think a tournament setting is really good for our team in the non-conference portion of our season, so that we have that under our belt when we get to conference play. And obviously, if you're gonna go to a tournament and you're gonna have a little bit of extra time, the Bahamas is not a bad place to be, especially in November.
We've played 5 straight games against high major opponents. Now, with what would be perceived as a lesser opponent, how do you kind of keep the energy and the focus for your team?
Well, for us, I think the important thing is we're focused on us. We're focused on our team and what we need to do. And, one of the challenges that we have is to consistently improve every single day. And I think, as we go out and if we start looking at an opponent's record, you overlook the opportunity that you have. This team's better than their record. They played a really good schedule thus far. But if we go in and we're not focused on being the best Lady Vol basketball team we can be, we could come up short.
Coach, back to Jordan. What has she meant as like a leader for this team with Burrell going down? You had other injuries and other problems, adversity you had to fight through. What has she meant as a leader for this team?
Jordan has natural leadership ability. She's charismatic. She understands the game really well, and obviously she's one of our most experienced players. So her teammates look to her. They go to her to help them in situations, to ask questions. She's very competitive, and she's working on her game. And I think when you're willing to put the work in, she's extremely coachable. When you're those things, it's a lot easier to be in a leadership role per se.
Coach, Sarah Boga had a big day against Oklahoma State. What did you see from her in that game and just in the season this year?
I love the way Sarah's playing. She's been one of those players that we relying on for a lot of different things. Rebounding, she's defending well, she's shooting the ball well. She can be a go-to player, multiple positions for us. So, she's played high minutes. We've asked a lot of her. I think she's handled her role really well, and I think as she continues to play, she'll gain a little bit of savvy that you can have at the college game. Now, it's different. High school and college are different, and she's just got to get some experience under her belt to be able to, to make little subtle plays, because she's very talented, and I'm very proud of her.
Kind of going off the same thought there, just the first few weeks, how have you seen your freshmen kind of adjust to college basketball?
Well, I think we've seen a couple things. It's very fast. College basketball is fast. The games are competitive, and things are happening quickly out there, and so mentally they have to be a little quicker, and that is 100% normal, and that's what they're going through right now. But I think they've had great attitudes. They've been great teammates. They've done what we've asked. They've fulfilled the role. Sometimes that's on the court. Sometimes it's not. They've come into practice very hungry, and continuing to work really hard. And I think because of that, they're going to improve. I think our team's going to improve.
Kelly, what was the award, firstly, that Tamari Key won in Las Vegas? And secondly, how would you describe the way this team supports each other? Because it looked like everyone else in that video looked more excited than Jordan and Tamari to get those awards.
Yeah, so after the game, they handed me the All-Tournament Award for Tamari Key and then the Most Outstanding Player Award for Jordan Horston, and their teammates were super excited. I think they're proud of them and how they're playing, and it just feels good. You know, the chemistry on the team feels really good. They do genuinely support one another. They're all in it for the right reason. They want the team to succeed. You just don't have a lot of selfish folks right now, and that's fun to coach. It's easy to coach, and it's what we want here.
Kelly, how much of rebounding is pure effort and tenacity versus kind of technique and being in the right place and kind of knowing mentally where to be and how to attack?
I think rebounding is a little bit of both. I think first off, defensively, I think rebounding is a little bit more technique, to box your man out, to keep them out, have good habits. Offensively, a lot of times it's just effort, and some people are better ball hawks than others. They know how to go and track the ball. And I think right now we've got people checking both boxes. We've got people that have been disciplined with their box outs, and we've got people that are naturally good at go get rebounds. And then we work on it. We practice it, we emphasize it, and I think right now the players feel really good about what they're doing on the boards.
It looked like you had 10 players play double-digit minutes against Oklahoma State. How important is it for you to get those younger players minutes as the season moves along in games where you're not necessarily scratching and clawing for a win?
Well, I thought the Oklahoma State game was huge in that regard. I thought being able to play all their players extended minutes, allowing them to play through their mistakes, I thought was really important for their growth and for our team's growth. And we were able to do it against a quality opponent. Some of our reserves were getting to play against their starters, and I thought that was fantastic. And I think it's just a natural progression, to be able to be on the court, make mistakes, stay on the court, play through, figure it out. We don't always have that luxury. And fortunately, we were ahead enough against Oklahoma State that we were able to do that. It'll benefit us down the stretch.
Kelly, sorry, go ahead.
Kind of going off that, you've been in a lot of close games and then beat Oklahoma State by 25. What does that do for your team's confidence?
Well, they feel pretty good right now. So I think it's a challenge for our staff to find that balance. We want them confident. I want them stepping on the court, feeling good about what they're doing. But also, you never want a team to feel like they've arrived. I don't think we have. But I don't want any kind of complacency ever to set in with this group. I don't think it will. I like their mentality right now, like their attitude and the confidence not only they have in this team, but they have in each other. And I think that's really good for our growth.
Kelly, after Saturday, you said you're excited to go over that film with the reserves who hadn't really gotten minutes. What do those film sessions look like this week? And, was it helpful going into this matchup where they might get more minutes?
Yeah, I think this is, we haven't even had a chance to get through all of it yet, but we were able to do some film. And I think it's good because, sometimes it's redundant when you're watching someone else. You're watching someone else's film, and then all of a sudden now you get your own clips. You think you want them, then all of a sudden you have 4 in a row. They're negative. I don't know if you really want them or not, but I think it's sometimes a little bit more meaningful and a little bit more motivational. I thought our players came back to practice on Monday with they had a little pep in their step, and I think that was. I think that was a result of everybody getting the opportunity to contribute.
Do you think there's a chance we could see another triple-double by somebody here this season?
Well, when you've had someone on your team that's already logged 2, I think it's definitely possible. And I think Jordan's been close with, and Tamari's already had one. So, yeah, I think it's definitely possible. It's not anything that I'm tracking in the game, but after the game when they log those stats, they're stat stuffers right now. It's pretty impressive.
As a former player yourself, can you put that into context, just how difficult it is to get a triple-double?
Oh, yeah. I think triple-doubles, that's you got to be on your game. You got to be playing great. You know, you're not a one-trick pony when you're excuse me. When you're logging a triple-double, you've got to be affecting the game in multiple areas, and it's impressive. It really is, and you know, to have folks even get close to that, you know, they're really doing something.
I have one final one for you. Lady Vols haven't played Tennessee Tech since 1991, so it's been a while. And your family has obvious connections with Tennessee Tech, with your mom, dad, and brother Brent playing there. If you would just kind of talk about the meaning of this game for you and being so close to your hometown of Sparta.
Yeah, Tennessee Tech was essentially the local university when I was growing up. I grew up about 15-20 minutes from Cookeville, and both my parents played basketball there. My middle brother played basketball there, so I grew up going to Tennessee Tech's basketball camps. That was, you know, felt honestly a genuine love for that program, and you know, I think Kim is doing a terrific job. Like I said, that team is very well coached. You know, they make Middle Tennessee proud, and you know, it's a great opportunity for us. But you know, for me personally, it's one of those teams that I'm always gonna love because of where I grew up.
So the reason was that put together, that game, because of your relationship with that university at all?
I'm not even sure actually. You know, obviously I know it's nice to be able to bring them over here for sure. And you know, there are a lot of people over at Tech that I still know. And you know, one of my best friends in high school went to Tech. You know, just a lot of people that I know have gone to that university. So it's great to bring them over here.
How many people have their eyes focused in on from the Cookeville area that these games can be happening on?
I would say there'll be a few people, you know, over here. My family from Middle Tennessee, they travel pretty well. If they don't travel, they're watching it on television or on the internet. So there'll be a lot of eyes on the game.
Thank you, Coach.